Like Facebook, Google, and our phones increasingly guide our choices and dominate our lives, it's become a given that the internet has changed everything, except for one area in which the internet has changed almost nothing. Sure, there are surface changes, dating apps, 24/7, tracking devices and software for suspicious spouses, websites with contraceptive and UAL health information, and terrible misinformation, passionate, and often hate-filled, forums to discuss every UAL subject from trans kids to molested kids to teen kids, and the validation that whatever you're into, BDSM, golden showers, mommyism, threesomes, you're not the only one, as important as any of those might be to some isolated Kentucky BIL or burned out on polyamory Chicago millennial, they don't represent systemic change. They're just the latest version of how people have been dealing with the same UAL issues for centuries, because while the speed and range of communication have changed, the human heart hasn't changed. People still want to connect. People still find it difficult. People still have trouble talking to their mates about. People still worry that they're not duly attractive or adequate. People still want what they can't have. People still fantasize about infidelity, some pursue it, and some indeed do it. Some do it out of lust, some out of anger, some out of despair. Some do it because they want what comes after the hug, a note that says, "You're great," the feeling of belonging, or of being desired. Some do it, as Olympia Dukakis told Cher in the film Moonstruck, because they know that one day they're going to die. And of course, people still lie about. As a 35-year resident of Silicon Valley, I hear every single day that the internet has changed everything. As a therapist for the people who make the software and devices we all use, I have a front row seat for the latest ways that people use technology as part of dating, mating, and long-term coupling. I hear about Grindr, Tinder, Match.com, and Ashley Madison. I know people continents apart masturbate together on Skype, and now plug their toys into their computers for their lover's remote control. You can buy Viagra online without bothering to talk to a doctor about your health profile or other medication, which can render Viagra dangerous. And the stories? Oh, the stories. Caitlyn Jenner's story, which many people find personally liberating, would be just private gossip without the internet. So would Miley Cyrus's self-declared panuality, which, again, many people find personally meaningful, and yet, while people are triumphantly marinating in Jenner's or Cyrus's journey, people are still wondering if they're really normal. People are still getting pregnant unintentionally. People are still inhibited talking about what they like in bed, and hesitant to say what they don't like. People still insist on, or withhold, as part of marital politics. People still have when they'd rather hug. People still lie about their past experience. People still want to be natural and spontaneous, even though nothing else in their lives is. People still look at, for the same reasons they always did. People still think men and women are opposite, whose perspectives are inevitably different. People still have because they're lonely. Many people still feel lonely during and after. People still have our cruisematch.com because they want to feel young. People still regret what they see in the mirror, and lose their appetite for the that could soothe them. So has the internet changed anything about uality? Only this: our obsession with the constant, intense, novel stimulation of the internet has rendered real with an actual person a bit less compelling than it used to be. We actually have to remember to pay attention during now, since it doesn't grab us as colorful, noisy websites do, and since it doesn't promise us the entire world every moment the way our phones do. In fact, that's the only real way that the internet has